Who's the Wolf? By Madison Ballard. Inspector Roderick doesn't concern himself with anything more than reality and facts. It's a dangerous thing to do, as he would soon discover.
Began in August, under the full moon, when Jonah Michaels was taken. I was dispatched to Garnet Falls when the sheriff contacted the Bureau. My initial briefing conveniently left out the fact that witnesses claimed it was an animal attack. A wolf attack. I was going in circles for weeks, trying to find some trace of a trail, lead to follow, anything really. You hear people say wolf enough, you start wanting something to happen. Some proof you're not just waiting for the next moon. So far, all I've found is a hunter stalking these woods, maybe going after my perp. But I'll have to worry about that later, because I might have caught the wolf already, and in broad daylight, no less. In the next room is Alex Black, the, believe it or not, self-proclaimed Wolf of Garnet Falls. Normally, I like to weed out the crazies and the hoaxsters, but desperate times.
With that sigh, Roderick enters the interrogation room, where Alex Black sits waiting. Alex is open, but conscious of being self-implicating in the disappearances.
Oh, all right. I know what you're thinking, and I know what this looks like, but you're wrong about me. I'm not hot for the inspector. No, well, I will say that I'm allegedly a wolf. I mean, I can talk, obviously, and I can stand up, but you could say that I was born a wolf. You could say that I had to grow into humanity. Because wolves age very differently than humans. I might remember standing up when I was like 4 or 5, but that is a whole other life I couldn't remember if I wanted to. Well, I mean, no one remembers their birth. Well, I don't even think the Earth does. And that all your progress with human science is searching for answers that don't exist. Not that you should stop trying, though. There is always something to learn. You're just kind of limited by your species, and your senses, and how you perceive all of that. And that's not even getting into time. I mean, no one remembers their birth, but I remember smelling everything, leading with my nose. Cold and blind in the den of a mother who doesn't love as an animal should, human or wolf. Thank God my eyes opened. I never would have thought I'd need to see so much. I mean, if I were a wolf, I'd be pretty much upfront about it. I had nothing to do with the Jonah Michaels disappearance. I mean, humans are not the tastiest thing on the menu. Like, I'm not even, like, it's not even a temptation. I mean, yeah, sometimes you want to take a bite, but, you know, you still want to be human about it. Believe it or not, it is the preferred way to be. Look, Inspector, there is a hunter out there aiming for wolves. For me Now, there are a lot of people in this town who could have done this, but I'm not one of them. Still, something's coming over me, and there's some sort of blood rage. I need to know about it. The full moon is in 2 days. What are you gonna do?
Alex is known around town as a bit of an oddball. Being the wolf is a coping mechanism to deal with isolation stemming from a chaotic upbringing. But Alex is a wolf and can't be convinced otherwise. Facts about the case were withheld, but in a cafe surrounded by friends, Ridley Fairweather shares details no one should know.
So we're not allowed to do anything because of this serial killer? There's not even a body. Look, I don't know if this is the most insensitive way to say this, but I'm sorry. Janelle is traumatized and her family still isn't letting her talk to anyone, but, well, her story is that a wolf attacked them. A wolf attacked Jonah? I mean, if anything, a coyote or like Taylor Denon. Now that would be scary and reasonable, but she said it's a big wolf. That's what the sheriff is going off of. I mean, thank God he called in the FBI to look for an actual suspect, but that's all they have. I mean, come on. This was not an animal attack. This was a human choice. Some sick, slick, serial killer kind of choice. Now Alex Black is talking to the investigators. Yeah, right. Like Alex Black could get away with something like that. I mean, even entertaining the notion that this was a wolf, it was also a person. That's what people keep forgetting. Kind of makes you wonder, though, who it could be. This whole wolf thing, I don't know. It's just like some kind of splitting, you know? Good me, bad me stuff. Stuff about getting what you want and what you need, you know? Because morality is gray like that. What? It is. It's subjective. It says a lot about how we were nurtured. Sometimes, in order for someone to get what they want, they have to switch. Good me, bad me, and sometimes even not me. Like, did she just make up this whole wolf thing because she's unable to process what happened? Or did someone actually turn into a wolf because they can't process it either? Oh, screw it. I'm bored.
And from that boredom sprung an incredibly vicious game. Across town, Taylor Denon, also a fan of incredibly vicious games, recounts a violent visit to the dentist. Dutiful friends Parker Quinn and River listen.
I am not a bad patient. Like, I don't make scenes and I don't pick fights, and don't you start with that. I could never shit. There's a lot you can't do. Shit. Sorry, Park. I'm in pain. Like, I have never been treated like this before. Like, I have had cavities. Everybody has. And I was never a problem patient. Like, you don't floss, do you? No, bitch. Did you have to get to the bone to figure that out? Like, I know flossing. And this asshat was just like sawing at my gums. Like, you're supposed to be careful, you know? And then here's whatever the fuck her name was just like yelling at me because I was gagging on my own blood. Like, where's the little vacuum thing? Like, help me out. Like, but no, I could sense when someone's trying to fuck with me that this bitch was doing it on purpose. So by the end of it, I said, Lemon Drop, if you think you are giving me that fluoride, you are mistaken. I mean, look at this. She chipped this tooth to shit. Like, I I don't take stuff like this lightly. Like, someone is going to pay. Like, I should sue. Yeah, that psychopath butchered me. Oh, shit. Oh, Ridley and them want to know what we're doing tonight, too. Gosh, this should be fun. I always get carried away with that crew. Should be fun, right? I don't know. You think I should sue? How much you think I could get?
That night, Taylor brought her friends to a dangerously timed party with no theme. Taylor also managed to convince naive and repressed Parker Hayworth to make a grand romantic gesture on a longtime crush. It was not well received.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to be here right now. I never should have thought this was a good idea. God, I could just kill Taylor. I could. Don't look at me. Why did you follow me? You made your feelings perfectly clear, and I don't need you here to pity me. It's just, I remember sensing you. It felt like a pool. And then I saw you, and I really saw you. I was really formal, you know, like an idiot, and I shook your hand, but I just wanted to put my hands on you. And I wanted you to feel it forever. I wanted you to be mine. Yeah, I don't know why, but it's something about you that just makes me want to lose myself. And I've never wanted to lose myself before, okay? That is one thing that was never on the table. But love can't be given or taken or put on a table. It has to be shared, and I don't share what's mine. And you don't want to be mine. So I'm just not really sure with what to do with what I'm feeling right now. You know, I can't feel this way, so just leave me alone. Okay, just leave me alone. I gotta get out of here. Get out of my way. Get out of my way.
Parker Hayworth was the one to run into the woods under that moon, but it was Taylor Denon who disappeared for good. A new inspector joined the investigation. Sanderson reviews file information for a case status update.
I've studied occult and ritual crime for about 10 years now. In some regards, I'm an expert in the field. I was dispatched to the falls after the August full moon. On the night, 2 residents, Taylor Denon, for incredibly vicious wolf is a wolf. I've never seen anything like this before. Oh, there's a first time for everything. The problem we face is that when this wolf stands up, it's someone else entirely. It's a person. Taylor Denon and Penelope Stern both had appointments at the You Shine Bright dental office earlier that day. Crowd conjuncture from the locals contributed blame to dental hygienist June Johnson. We investigated, but June's hysteria made for an impenetrable shell. Perhaps pressure from Garnet Falls citizens can help crack the case before the new moon rises again.
Sanderson delves into surveillance files. June Johnson notices surveillance and complains to Quinn Emerson.
Are they still out there? Oh my God. You know, if the reporters weren't bad enough, now I've got surveillance on me. I mean, I'm a dental hygienist, for goodness sake. And it's not even the full moon. I mean, what are they expecting? That I'm gonna hunt in the dark with people watching me? Taylor Denon, problem non-flosser. How was I supposed to know that my most difficult patient
ever was going to disappear. And the other one, I don't even remember her. But I get what you mean about Taylor, Quinn. It was just a routine cleaning and checkup, and that kid was so mean the entire time, and now I can't say anything. Lemon drop. Called me lemon drop. Made a scene in the waiting room. Tons of people saw it. Of course everyone suspects me. Have you ever been called a wolf, Quinn? Have you? I mean, they're hurling murderer at me, but they've only found the first kid's remains. These two haven't even been found yet. There's no murder. And no connection between me and that poor, sweet Jonah Michaels. And Sheriff Khan asking me what I did under the full moon. Well, who the heck keeps up with the full moon? Wolves don't give a shit about the moon, except it means more light to hunt by. Pretend I didn't say that. I'm trying not to think about it, but, well, the rumors have gotten to Micah. I mean, that's probably the worst part. I mean, Micah sees me differently now. Why? Just because people think I'm a wolf? Because I accidentally cut up some kids on accident? It was an accident. I didn't do it on purpose or to track anyone's scent. I don't like blood or pain. And I didn't fucking do it. It was an accident.
It's clear that it wasn't an accident. How else did June lash out when the moon was high? Cheeko, a drifter who showed up in town to check out the crimes, seems to be all stories and no answers.
Oh, I feel kind of honored being interviewed by the sheriff himself. Am I on some kind of fast track or something? I'm kidding. I don't actually think that's a thing. Do I really need to fill this out? Well, my name, you can call me Cheeko. Not that I'm Latino. It's cheeky in a totally different way. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, my biggest strengths are definitely my problem-solving skills. I tend to land on my ass a lot, so I have to find a bunch of different ways to get back on my feet. Not that I'm some kind of dipshit moron or anything. So I don't want to sound pompous or anything, but I heard that a lot of these big disappearances have been happening because of a wolf. Not even a pack, I mean. But I don't want to judge the process. Sometimes a wolf is just looking for a pack, you know? Just really needs somebody. I talked to some rangers about the case. They weren't very helpful. Cool guys though, really knew their trails. But I think that's why I'm here. I think I can help you. Help people. Is that Alex's character here by any chance? Not that I need to know, but if you're gonna ask about my biggest weaknesses, oh, well, I'm not good with time. Well, I'm not very good with time, so.
Cheeko was escorted out of the sheriff's department and promptly added to the case file. Now, under the October full moon, the sheriff remains agitated by Cheeko's job interview.
Well, it's another full moon, inspectors, and I can't get my people to stay away from that goddamn festival. As long as they stay with the pack, they should be fine though, right? Yeah, well, while you were off investigating those leads from Ridley, someone strange came in. New in town. No references, no sense of how to act. Practically acted like a wolf that just stood up on its hind legs and learned to talk. what big eyes you have, Cheeko. What big ears you have. You're very cheeky, Cheeko. That's what it called itself. So where'd Ridley's theories get you? In a big circle. Well, you missed the big discovery. Don't say I didn't warn you about Ridley. Now, that hunter, he found a set of remains today. That one set belonged to Penelope Stern. Found her sooner than we found Jonah. Taylor Dennon's still missing, so I went looking. I didn't want that hunter upstaging me again. I needed a find. So I searched those woods. I searched everywhere an animal will stash a meal, and I didn't find Taylor. In fact, I swear to you that I saw Taylor running around those forests, alive, feral. I don't know how anyone could live out there. I don't know how anyone could survive that vicious wolf, but Taylor was there. I saw it. These crimes are big, inspectors, and they're only going to get bigger. Wonder how it's going to play out.
The sheriff seems to think of this town as territory and the residents as a pack. Odd mentality for someone elected to uphold the laws and values of humanity. Across town during the annual Hollowfest, Jordan West sinks her claws into the newly arrived inspector.
Hi. You're one of the inspectors, aren't you? I'm Jordan West. Well, I hope I'm not interrupting some sort of reconnaissance work. But I just wanted to say thank you for helping to sort all of this out. I mean, we can enjoy the festival soundly, knowing that you're on the case. Not that that's why I'm talking to you. So I work in social services, so I know what a prick the sheriff can be to new faces. So when I saw you creeping around alone, I wondered if you were feeling welcomed. Again, I don't want to distract you, but I was going over to the bar if you'd like to walk with me. In case a wolf jumped out in front of me. Whiskey cider. You know, Inspector, I am worried about how Ridley is pushing Alex Black as a suspect, you know, and how you seem to be listening. It's not my place to say, but have you had a chance to talk to Parker Hayworth? I mean, you know, I'm sorry, just trust me, Alex isn't a killer. I mean, off-putting, I'm sure. But yeah, I mean, it's not malicious, you know, or even that maladjusted when you compare. Adrian Montgomery, the hunter, he told me that he saw Parker sneaking through the woods and that they've crossed paths. I know that you didn't know Parker before all of this started, but it's like night and day. Parker is different. And obviously not here, as you can see. So, but you are. Not that you're not welcome. But why are you here? I mean, Ridley's taken off, if that's who you're looking for, and no one seems to be able to find Quinn and River. People are talking. You know, everyone they're scared for everyone else who isn't here, and they're scared themselves. So is the wolf here or out there waiting? Oh, excuse me, Inspector. I'm needed elsewhere.
Jordan leaves the inspector to prowl the party uncertainly. In an unfortunate decision, Quinn Emerson and River Lassador explore the woods in search for Parker.
Come on, River. We can't just abandon Parker out here. And besides, I can still see campus from here. We're not that far off. Let's just go. God. I don't know why you two had to get into it like that. It's so stupid. I mean, Taylor's gone. Why are we still fighting? Besides, who can say was the first to cry wolf? And why does it matter? We're pretty far out, aren't we? You know, since you got me thinking, who was there when Ridley told everyone about what she said? Well, not me, remember? But you were. So why couldn't it be you? I mean, you are so close to the investigation. No one else knew those Rangers went missing, but you did. What? Nothing to say? Oh, come on, River. I'm the shy one, remember? It's gonna hurt my feelings if you don't say something. You know what? That's fine for you. But I've had enough of your innocent act. God, oh, poor River. I'm so sorry I let reality upset you. I should just back off. Retreat to my corner like Taylor would make me do. It's too bad Taylor's gone. You've been getting in the way. Stealing evidence. Didn't Clarke tell you that's criminal? Literally prosecutable? But you don't care? No, because you're in your own little fantasy world. You don't even know where we are right now. Do you? Well, you're about to be alone in the woods. The wolf. Reality bites. Doesn't it, River?
Quinn begins very innocent, but ends incredibly vicious. Is Quinn the type to hold it all in like a good person and let it all out as a bad wolf? And what of Adrian, the hunter, who across town is ending an incredibly vicious romantic tryst?
Smells like me. Now, what does that mean? You know, there's a time when I actually considered that a compliment, or that you could compliment someone. I've seen you compliment someone, several someones, in fact, but that's you. You being nice, you being a person and engaging the world. I just don't understand people like you. Why do you have to deal in such meaninglessness instead of what's real? I'm actually not surprised how easy it was for that wolf to actually sneak here and wreak so much havoc. And all the while, you treated my truth like a toy. I'm a hunter, okay? I am a weapon, and you played with me, and I let you, because it's okay. It's always okay. Because I knew why you couldn't compliment me. Why you had to leave me there sitting in the shadows. Because you had something to lose. And I assumed it was pride. You know, that's the thing about hunting. about being a hunter. It takes a lot of confidence, a lot of patience. So I get it. I got it. I didn't want you to give that up, not even to me. I didn't want to ask that of you, but that's exactly what I did because I am real. And what you have to lose, what you really have to lose, is me. So I throw myself into this mindless, meaningless game. And it wasn't you that was hurting me. You can't hurt me. I hurt me. You were an urge. I'm gonna let you treat me like that. So now let me ask you this. How does it feel now that I scratched your itch?
What else did the hunter scratch that night? In the early morning, Sanderson reviews file information for a case status update.
While yet again, 2 victims were taken under the full moon. The discovery of the body of Tatum Thatcher in the town center sparked an unprecedented break in the case. Typically, in these types of disappearances, the bodies are held for so long that the decomposition and the natural animal exposure make it difficult to implicate anyone from a lycanthropic stance. For the first time, we had proof that an animal was the cause of death. Could establish motive when Tatum's secret love affair with Adrian Montgomery became known. It was not only a key breakthrough in tying the wolves to the crimes, but in tying the wolves' identity to the victims. Adrian, the hunter, was taken into custody, and then Taylor Denon reappeared under the new moon, requiring hospitalization. It's a miracle that someone could survive on their own for so long. Questioning Taylor seemed to be useless, as both Parker Hayworth and June Johnson were inconsistently implicated. I am curious about the fight between Queen and River, the festival. It seemed to have ruptured their friendship.
Sanderson later investigated a rather unlikely suspect. In a fit of rage, June Johnson stormed into Gilden Goldman LLC and shocked everyone with an accusation. Clarke Hardin was an incredibly vicious, incredibly strategic wolf.
I don't understand this, June. I do not understand this. You cry about being called a wolf, yet you do this? I mean, how can you do this? Come in here and yell at me like that? I don't need this shit at the office, okay? And do you even know who was out there? Who saw you literally throw dirty laundry in my face? The partners. I'm not being unreasonable, June. Do you even think about these things? Look, just let Alex take the fall. It's perfectly clean that way. Alex gets psychiatric rehabilitation, no jail time. It's a big win for my firm and my promotion. It's a win-win. Well, it is a win-win, June, even if you can't see it yet. Don't look at me like that. This is the law, and life must be lived alongside it. Okay, whatever you learned from all of this, do not forget it. You know, I can't believe that you would actually scream wolf at me like that. I mean, how the fuck am I the wolf? I'm not instinct, I'm strategy. And trust me, there's absolutely nothing connecting me to these attacks. It's like I'm living in the 16th century, only worse. You know, I've actually been thinking about this a lot, about how I thought we were done with this kind of thing. And yet the hunt endures. But I have to be here, June. I have to be here. I have to walk alongside the law, and I have to see that Alex is tried and taken care of. We need me here, not out there. I just can't keep dealing with so much of this what. There's so much what in the air right now, and I'm not for it, and it's not for me. And if I were to take a second for it, it would take 100 years, June. But there's so much of it, and time does not stop. The earth doesn't follow the path the way this moon does, and your life doesn't accept excuses. So I've taken care of this, June. Taylor Dennon's goddamn survival instinct can't ruin it. I can't have that, and we will not allow that. It's sad and stupid, but Alex did confess to being a wolf. We have the wolf in custody. These murders will stop, and I promise you that this craze has subsided. Okay? So please, just let me get back to my work.
Did Clarke come up with a clever plan to phase out the blood craze? Or is that just hearsay? There's only one person who would know, sensitive and intuitive River Lassiter, who gets a little blue while wrapping and bagging a painting for Inspector Sanderson.
This has been here for so long, and I've always loved it. Hands down, one of my favorites. I felt a little hollow with how much I care for it. So I'm glad it's finally found a good home. You know, I know the artist on Instagram. She's so talented and nice. I'll have to message her. But it finally sold. My favorite painting. Actually, I just remembered I had a dream about this painting. I mean, I'm sure I've had several dreams about this painting, but it was one of those real dreams the night all this started. One of those real dreams. Vivid and unsettling, but so serene, like there was no other world. I love those dreams. Anyways, I was just chilling in the painting here, and the eye shine there. I mean, it was a pool in my dream, but I was alone, and the water had this glow to it, like I was swimming in a reflect pool. And when I began to move, the surroundings stirred, so I went underwater. But it was a dream, so the painting, it like flipped over, and I wasn't going deeper. I was swimming into the air, like up, and I was growing, and I was getting bigger and stronger, and I was taking shape. I was taking my true shape until eventually I became the person in the foreground. I was with those people. I was one of them. So, Taylor faced the wolf and lived. Condition stable. Sounds like Taylor. Has Quinn visited? And Jordan West, he's stopped in, I'm sure. Did Jordan pray? Look, I don't know what you're really here for. I don't know what you've heard, or I don't know what Taylor said, but I don't really know if you're here for the art or the investigation. I don't even know if you really like this painting. But Inspector, I do know that you cannot trust Quinn Emerson. I can't. You can't.
Sanderson sees something unfamiliar about River. River, who was always there, always needed rescue, who always was missing someone, had been fed to the wolves and became one of them. The evidence was collected, and the moon was full.
This town. These people. I don't know. You feel like an outsider because you are one, but when you've been here as long as I have, I've realized that even some people on the inside feel it too. This town isn't just a town. It's someone's territory, marked with innocent blood. I intend to forget everything I've learned once I leave Garnet Falls, but I'll never be able to deny the fact that this month I started to rise with the moon. Yeah, I felt it. They weren't all lunatics. Still, I guess the problem with wolves is that there's always going to be more questions than answers. Humans can talk, but animals inside, they just act. Well, it's my job to make sure they can't act anymore.
Roderick and Sanderson proceed into the interrogation room where the 12 incredibly vicious wolves of Garnet Falls wait.
All right. We've got some questions for all of you.